Hello. So welcome back to this advanced SEO course, and this is the third video I'm recording. I don't know how many videos I'm going to make on this because I have around 50 to 55 slides, and I will just try to explain you whatever time it takes. If it's taking 2 hours, also I will make a video and put it over there on the YouTube. And whatever questions you have, just let me know. Let me know whatever questions are arising in your mind, because a lot of questions will be there, and I don't know if the course which I have formatted is well formatted or not. It is the best ever or not, but I have tried to keep it from a beginner level to advanced level. So yeah, that's it. So in this video, we are going to talk about what search engine is, because see, without search engine there is no SEO. If there is no search engine, who is going to search? So in this video, we are going to talk about what is search engine, how search engine works, how, because see, if you will just know how search engine works, then only you are going to optimize it for, right? So yeah, how search engine works, we are going to talk about in this video, and it's going to be a long video, I think. So you just keep watching and keep following me over here. Keep following the lead. And if you're liking this video, please share with all your friends. Like the video. Let me know your thoughts so that I can help you better with the content that I am providing for you guys. Just let me know if you want to know anything that I'm missing over here, if you have heard anything, if you have any questions, because the more questions I will get, I will be able to understand better how I can deliver better to you guys. So what is search engine? As we all know, whatever uh, wherever we are going to search our queries, our keywords, we are going to put our keywords and then hit search. This will act as a search engine. So actually every platform, be it a social media platform, be it Google, be it Bing, be it YouTube, all these places are search engine. But one of the biggest search engine, or the biggest search engine in the world, is Google, right? Because in Google we can find any kind of content over there, be it video, be it PDFs, be it uh, the blogs that you are writing, be it images, be it location, directions, whatever you want, you can search that in Google. The second biggest search engine in terms of just search engines and not the overall search experience is YouTube. In YouTube, you can only find videos, but it is the second biggest search engine in the world. So, what is search engine? We will just talk about search engine, and then I will explain you all the things step by step over here. So, this we already talked about search engine. Now, what is algorithm? You already know search engine now. What is algorithm? So, algorithm is the science and technology behind how the search engine crawl, index, and rank your website. So we have in the first video, I think you have talked about that your site should be crawlable, it should be indexable, and then search engine will be able to identify the best site, and they should be able to rank them on their pages, on their search results. So the algorithm is the science and technology behind how the search engine crawl and index and then rank. So first, the crawler will come to your website. They will examine what content is there on website. If you have structured your website well with all the meta tags and things, if all the formatting of your text, the bold, italic that you are using on your website, the content you have provided over there, it is well suited for the search intent which the person is searching for. After crawling all the pages on your website, as soon as they are crawling your pages, what they will do, they will index a copy of that particular page in their database. All the search engines have huge databases, and that is why the more the database you have, the more data you have, the more control you have on the data. So as soon as the search engine is crawling your pages, they will index all the data and keep a file on their servers, on their databases. And then after figuring out what the signals you are getting, your pages, your websites are getting, what is the domain authority, what is the age of your domain, all those things, what is the content on the website. After considering the around 200 factors, as mentioned by this Backlinko blog, because they have mentioned 200 factors are there for SEO. So after considering all those 200 or more factors, Google or any other search engine will conclude, okay, this is the best page that I should rank on first, second, third, fourth, or whatever number it is. So this is the basic about algorithm and search engine. So search engine, yeah. So this is the basics about algorithm and search engine. So all the search engines, they are using algorithms to determine how to rank your content better to provide the best experience to their user. As I have already talked about, there are 200 different variables on how they rank your website. Google. Google uses around 200 different variables to rank your website. Each variable has some defined percentage that affects your website. And I have mentioned one blog also over here. This is a blog by Backlinko. And see, it's not going to be very accurate because the factors, that variables that are affecting your SEO. Let's say domain authority is one thing, the content is one thing, and the backlinks you are making, the social signals, all those things can be a lot of things can be there, right? There are 200 different things. But over here, they have also mentioned that the what is the percentage of the backlinks you are making, what is the percentage of the content you are making. So all the things can differ because nobody actually knows what factors affects what part of your SEO. So you need to optimize everything in your SEO efforts to get better results over there. So you can just type Google ranking factors by Backlinko and you will find this blog. And this is the only source on internet where you can find all the SEO ranking factors. So I will just scroll down and I will give you a brief information over here. So see, over here, domain factors are there, page level factors, site level factors, backlink, user integration, and special Google algorithm rules, brand signals. See, if you are a brand, if a lot of people actually knows you and they are searching for you on all the different places, then Google already knows about you, right? They consider you as a trustful source of information. So brand also plays an important role that you need to keep in mind. If you have a good brand, obviously domain authority, your backlinking, everything will improve automatically. There are domain level factors. This can be like what you're using in your domain. So a lot of people, what they will do, they will put a keyword in their domain. So let's talk about a digital marketing agency. What people will do, they will use brand brand story. Some companies, let's say brand story is there. Then marketing heroes, marketing ninjas, and digital marketing agency. This can be a domain name also, digitalmarketingagency.com. So people are actually using them because if you will just check, I'm not sure, but I will just check. Digitalmarketingagency.com. So let's see what we are getting over here. I think, yeah, we are getting on some site. So see, already somebody already booked this digital marketing agency domain for their website. So this will definitely help them in ranking better. But Google had some updates in the past where they have mentioned that if we are using the exact domain, what are exact domains? So if let's say if you have a keyword which has 15,000, 20,000, 50,000, 1 lakh searches per month, and if you are using the same words as your domain, this is exact domain, this is the keyword, this is your domain. So you, if you're using exact domain, if your content is not good on your domain, then Google will not rank it. Earlier, it was very easy for all the SEO when search engine started, when the SEO thing actually came into picture. It was very easy for people to rank with the exact domain. So whatever keyword had more searches, people used to book those domains and then used to rank within weeks. So, but now it is not very possible and it's very difficult if your content is not good, if you're not following all the guidelines of Google. Then page level factors are there. What is the page authority? What is the content of a particular page? Site level factors are there if you are using this SSL, HTTPS, the SSL certification, if you're using this or not, or what is the loading speed of your whole website, what is the servers you are using to improve the speed of your website, how many backlinks are there and from which domain you are getting backlinks, if the backlinks are from trusted sites or not, if they are from spammy sites, how many spammy site backlinks are there, how many backlinks are there from, let's say, uh, top 50. So see over here you can see 63. This is the domain authority of this particular website, Backlingo. So they have 63 domain authority, and domain authority is measured by this uh, plugin, that is Moz. So you can use this plugin also if you want to measure the domain authority or page authority of any particular page. You just need to sign up and you will find the page authority, domain authority, a lot more things over here. Again, coming back here, user integration, we will just get into this. Special, some rules are there for different kind of niches in Google. Then brand signals, what is the spam score, and of which again the spam score. So see over here they have mentioned all the factors, domain factors that are necessary to rank your website, that will help you rank better. So domain age, if you have bought a domain, let's say just now, it will be very difficult for you to start competing with the people who are already in the industry from last, let's say, 20 years. And they are, if they are already the industry leaders. Why? Because these people already have a lot, must have gotten a lot of backlinks from a lot of people. They have a name in the industry. They have a brand value in the industry. If it is a good company, if it is a known company, okay. And obviously, as the time moves, the domain authority will improve. As if you are making good content, if you are publishing good content, if you are continuously making backlinks to your website, if you're getting a lot of features on different websites, if your brand value is good, people are talking about your brand, this will improve. Keyword appear in top level domain. So again, we have talked about the same thing over here. Your keyword should be there. We have talked about, right, digitalmarketingaz.com. So if your keyword is there in a domain, it will definitely give you an advantage. But you cannot think like that. If I have a keyword, I can beat anybody. No, it's not possible. You need to follow all the guidelines of Google. You need to make good backlinks. You need to create good content. Then only you will be able to rank. Because we will talk about this in Google updates. In Google updates, Google has already mentioned that you need to follow the guidelines if you want to rank now. Earlier it was possible, but not now. So your keyword should be there in the domain again. Domain registration length, Google patent release. Yeah. So they are talking about the domain registration length. Let's get into this. So what it is, as soon as you are registering your domain, if you are just taking 1 year subscription, right? So Google will determine that these people may not be serious about this particular domain. That is why they have not taken 2, 3, 4, 5 year subscription. Because see, if you are cautious about your brand, if you want to keep this brand or whatever website you have, obviously you will buy it for long term, right? So obviously this is a factor, but see, nobody actually knows what are the ranking factors, because this can be a test uh, done by this Backlinko guy, and they must have found this. But they are not 100% sure. That I'm sure of. Nobody is 100% sure what works and what not. But this list will give you an idea, overview of everything, that what you can do to rank better. A keyword in some domain, if you are, let's say, mm, you have a vehicle company. So what you can do, cars.vehicle, your domain name is vehicle.com. So what you can do, cars.vehicle.com. Then you are also manufacturing bikes, bikes.vehicle.com. So whatever content you are posting about bikes, what you can do on the subdomain bikes.vehicle.com, you can post over there. Whatever content you are posting about cars, you can post on cars.vehicle.com. If you are manufacturing planes also, I'm just giving you an example, but if you're manufacturing planes also, you can do the same thing, planes.vehicle.com, and the content, whatever you're providing over there. What is the domain history, how many links you are getting, and all these things, if the links are good or not. Exact match domain, we have already talked about this. See, they are talking about the EDM update also. This is the same update which banned this exact match domain thing. But you can, obviously you can rank for this, but you need to produce good content. You need to follow all the guidelines. This is the thing. Public versus private was so see, they are just getting data from any tweets and all these people if there's some marketers. So this is not 100% legitimate, but this can be a good source to get all the ranking factors. If you are penalized, what is the country top level? This TLD is top level domain extension. So I have .NET. So why I'm using .NET? Because .NET, .com or .org is universally accepted as the top level domain. But let's say if you just want to rank your domain in a particular country, a lot of people in India will use .in because they want to just rank in India better. If you have a company in India, you can use .in. It is a top level domain. So every country has one top level domain for their specific country name with their country name. And without any country name, there are only three, as far as I know: .com, .org, or .net. These are three. Then these are page level factors. So keyword in the title tag. So whatever title you are using, the keyword should be there. I will just take you on this particular website and I will show you. So see, this is the title. So this page we are trying to rank for airport taxi. So if your keyword is airport taxi, try to use it in the beginning of your title, not at the end. In the end, you can use either your branding. So whatever the company name is, you can use a blog name, you can use it over there. But in the beginning, if you're using the keyword, it is a ranking factor. But see, Google is moving towards content. What is the best content? They will obviously try to outrank all these things. But if you're following all this will definitely help. Then title that starts again the same keyword in your description. So this is the description. I will show you it over here also. This is your title and this is your description. So see, airport taxi Bangalore. This is the title. The keyword is here, airport taxi Bangalore. The keyword is here in the description also. In the description in H1 tag. So if you will visit this website, this is your H1 tag. You can find out by clicking here and inspect. After inspecting, you will find out what is the H1 tag you're using over here. In the H1 tag, if it is there, and what is the content, that how many content you are using, and what is this, how often does the attribute appear in your document. So again, if you will find out the density of the content you have written. So if you have written content about airport taxi, most of the words that you must have used in that must be airport taxi. So if you will just find out the density of that particular page of all the keywords that you have used, airport taxi should be there. So this will give a signal to Google, okay, this page is talking about airport taxi. Whatever keyword you have, so whatever keyword you're using, you can just check. So for this, I'm using this word count, wordcounter.net. You can make a list of all these tools also. So this will definitely help you guys. So let's say if I am copying all this data over here, copy in word counter. And if in word counter, after pasting the article, if you will come on the right hand side, see over here it's keyword density. So airport, taxi, Bangalore, cabs. So these are the top keywords. If you will go X2, so there are two words: airport, taxi, Bangalore, airport, airport pickup, airport drop. If you will go to X3, airport, taxi, services. So as soon as you will uh, put your article in this, you will get the density over here. So this will obviously give a good signal to Google that what this article is all about. So this should be there. What is the content then? So there are keywords which need, let's say, for like 15,000 words of article. There are content exists that exists, and there can be some keywords which over where you can just write a 700 words article and you will rank better. So content length, table of content. So table of content, as soon as you will visit some websites, see over here they have also mentioned this is a table of content. So if I will click over here, I will go to the main uh, this subheading of this. So if you are getting the table of content, it will be better for you to navigate in your content. The keyword density we have already talked about. See, a lot of things will be there in common over here, and if you talk about content length and all those things. This latent semantic index. So this is LSI keywords. If you are searching for any particular keyword, let's say airport taxi, and if you will come over here, so over here you will find a lot of searches related to airport taxi. So these are your LSI keywords. You can make a list of all these keywords and you can try to include this in your article. This will help you better rank in all your search engine things. Then LSI keywords should be in description tags, all your page speed. I have already told you, you can use this page speed insights from Google. You can just type page speed insights in Google, and over here you can put your website and you will find the page speed. What is the page speed and how to improve? If your page speed low, you can improve there. If you are, let's say, a website where, let's say if you are a news website, so you may not need a lot of CSS on your website to make your website look good, but you need your website to load fast. So you can use AMP. So you need to talk about this to your developer. They will make it AMP, and it will be better to rank in Google mobile. So let's say news, if I'm searching news, news today. See, if you search this on mobile, you will find a small this flash mark, small flash mark after the domain name. I think you can see. I don't know if it's focusing or not. So if you'll search, like you can just type news today, and after the top ranking sites, you will find a flash mark. Like you must have seen the flash series, right? So flash mark will be there, and this is AMP. So this will give you an idea that this website will load fast. Why? Because they are made on this AMP. And this is useful for websites like news websites and all this thing. They need this because a lot of people who are searching for their website, they are looking for content very fast. They are not looking for any dramatic this show off, right? They just need content. They just need to read the content. They just need to get the news. So all these websites, because their competition is news website is very high, so that is why they I think only news website use AMP, and for a lot of websites this is not even required. But if you are in a high competition niche, you can use AMP. And if you are just providing content in your website, entity match is run content, and this is searching for. So again, the LSI thing, the Hummingbird update help Google beyond the keywords. So now this is updated by Google Hummingbird. So now Google can actually understand. It's like I have already told you. Now Google is getting into understanding your content and not just the structure and all the things. But still, you need to use the structure to for other search engines, right? And this is the best practice. So you need to follow the best practices. Always follow the best practices. Your content should be original. We have already talked about this. Canonical, if you have, let's say, 4 different pages with similar content. So what you can do, you can put canonical tag on other pages and tell them that this is the main page that you search engine, you can tell search engine that this is the main page, rank this page better. Otherwise, Google will think that all the content is mixed up and duplicate. Your image size should be low. This you need to keep in mind. Image size should be low. You can reduce a lot of tools are there. You can reduce the image sizes, keep it below 50 KB. Uh, that will be good, I think, or 100 KB, maximum 100 KB. Keep it like that. So all the things, see, a lot of things are there. You can just read this content. It will give you better insights about everything multimedia. See, we will just talk about all these things uh, in our course, but you can just visit this blog and you can bookmark. Again, see, if you're like I have mentioned over here, it's like bookmarking, right? I have already I have kept it over here. But let's say if you have seen this blog on your social media, what you will do, you will just bookmark it on your a folder, digital marketing or SEO. So you can visit this blog again and again to find this content. That is why why this content is good. That is why you are bookmarked. So you can bookmark this content and you can revisit whenever you need to find all the ranking factors, authority, link of competition, links from expected websites, homepage authority, no follow links, so all this thing there. So he has mentioned around 200 factors. One ten profiling, number of comments. So see, we can see the comments also over here. I'll just cross. So see, he updated the content again. So earlier there were only 200 points. Now there are around 210 points. So he's continuously updating the content also. We have already talked about this. He is improving the content. Now the conclusion part and over here comments. So if you have a comment section on your blog and people are commenting about the same thing, this will again add a lot of content and the keywords will be used over here. So this will give a better understanding of Google that this content is relevant, people are engaging with it, and if a lot of comments are there, there will be a lot of keywords that the people must be using relevant to this particular content. This will definitely help this person to rank better. So I will just try to search. I don't know if it's ranking or not. Ranking factors of ranking factor Google SEO. See, this person is ranking first. Why? Because this person has provided the best content regarding this. This is zero. This you can see a knowledge graph over here. So this is zero ranking. This is first ranking. So this keeps changing. This will keep changing. But this person is ranking first over here. So I will give you a link of this backlink, or you can just search. I've already shown you. You can just search. You can bookmark this, and you can keep following this particular blog. Because see, even if I'm recording this video, there will be changes. And this, I'm not actually into SEO. I'm into growth marketing, so I take care of all other different marketing parts also. But this person is completely into SEO. So I think this blog will give you better understanding. The another blog is Neil Patel. This is one blog, backlink on Neil Patel. Just follow two blogs, that is enough. Yeah. Now let's move forward. But keep in mind only one thing. Again, I have talked about this. Google wants to provide the best experience to its audience, and you need to keep provide that best experience and relevant to rank your website in Google. And we will talk about all the factors required to help you rank in the Google. So see, all the factors are there in this link, which are required. And this is a detail, like he must have run thousands of experiments on different websites. And then he must have made a list. But the ultimate goal is to provide the best experience, right? So if you are providing the best experience to your user, you will rank. Even if you don't know all the 200 factors, you will rank. Also, the algorithms are constantly changing, and the only thing that can help you in good ranking, the experience you are providing to your user. Again and again, I'm telling you the same thing. In the last video also, I talked about this. Provide the best experience in every possible way to your audience, to your visitors, and you will keep ranking better in search engine. And this will help you in your SEO journey also. The last point is, this is why companies need SEOs to keep their website optimized and provide the best experience to their visitors and get free traffic. So see, Google algorithm is changing every single day, and a lot of companies, that even the coders, actually nobody knows if you are not an SEO expert or SEO practitioner, or if you are in SEO field, nobody knows that what are the factors for ranking all these things. So that is why companies need SEO guys to rank better and get free traffic. Why? Because see, if if a person already knows you, what they will do, they will just type your company name. Let's say you just want to go to a website and buy something. Let's say you want to buy shoes, but if you're already buying it from Amazon or Flipkart, what you will do, you will just type Amazon, you will just type Flipkart, go to the website, buy, checkout, that's it. But let's say you just don't know where to find something. Okay, let's say you want to buy an electric bicycle. What you will do, you will type on Google electric bicycles, then you will get some links, you will click on them, you will visit those pages, and you will try to buy, you will try to figure out on all the things. Also, if you are ranking on Google first page, this will give the customer initial trust boost. So it's in the subconscious of the person that if somebody is ranking on Google's first page, they must be good, right? So subconsciously they must be thinking about this. So this is also one major factor why companies are paying so much to SEO. SEO is a very highly paid skill. If you are learning SEO, you can earn a good amount of money, and you can work in good companies, and you can help them improve their organic ranking. So yeah, we have discussed our algorithm and what are the ranking factors. You can visit over here. I'm just briefing out everything. And the ultimate truth of SEO is that you need to provide the best experience. And why companies hire SEO? Because they want to get the organic traffic to build trust in their audience, in their visitors. This is all about algorithm. An algorithm is changing continuously, and this person will keep updating this blog. Why? Because the algorithm is changing continuously. So just keep following this, bookmark this. Now let's go to the next slide. Yeah, search engine crawlers in search engine crawls index and rank all the content available across the web in different like images, PDF. We have already talked about this. Search engine crawlers will come to your website, they will crawl your website, they will index in their databases, and then they will, after analyzing all the factors or ranking factors, they will rank your website. Be it your video, images, text, PDF, whatever it is. The content is ranked according to the relevance and the search intent. What is the search intent of the user? And if the content is relevant, it will be ranked. There are a lot of factors involving in that, and we will discuss further. So obviously, we are going to discuss all these factors in the upcoming videos. But again, keep following this blog. You will find a lot of information in this blog. Organic result. When you search anything on Google, there will be organic result. And okay, so over here I tried to explain everything what are organic results. So in the first video itself, I talked about organic result. Whenever you are searching anything, you're typing any keyword, let's say airport taxi, you type this keyword, and it will be according to your city. So I'm getting results because I'm in the settings are in Bangalore. So I'm getting Bangalore results. So we were talking about organic and paid results. So these are the organic results, and you will find the paid results on the top and at the bottom. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 paid results over here, and these are the organic results. So for these paid results, as soon as I'm clicking on this, and this person, and this person, they will pay Google some amount, be it 7 rupees, 10 rupees, 12 rupees, 22, 25, whatever they are paying for just one click. But if you're ranking organically over here, and even over here, you don't need to pay anything to Google. You are just ranking organically, and you will get all the traffic for free. For this simple keyword, because I have worked on this particular keyword, airport taxi, for 2 different companies in the past. So one company is this U Taxi, another company is this Deepam Cab. So I have worked on these 2 companies, and I have ranked on the first page. Currently, they are ranking on 4th, 5th, 6th. Earlier, they were on 1st and 2nd, like 6 or 7 months ago. Currently, I'm not working on their SEO, but when I was working, they were on 1st and 2nd. So yeah, and for this particular keyword, airport taxi, there are 18,000 searches per month. So you can just imagine what kind of traffic these people must be getting at that time. So we have talked about the organic results and paid results. If you are ranking organically, you don't have to pay anything. If you are paying, there can be charges, because I was also running the paid ad for the same company, and the average click we were getting for around 7 rupees or 8 rupees. So for every click we had to pay 7 rupees to Google. And now, earlier, see, there were only 1 or 2 ads on Google on the top. Now you can see 4 ads at the top. As soon as in mobile, at least you will see. So if I'm searching, let's say, digital marketing agency. So see, as soon as I'm searching digital marketing agency, there are ads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 ads, then local results, and then the organic. Now, see, a lot of people will argue over here that if there are 4 ads on the top, why people will try to rank for SEO? Because the SEO can be used in different stages of the buyer's journey, not just the buying stage, it can be in awareness stage, it can be in consideration stage. And a lot of people actually trust organic ranking. You must have seen a lot of people scrolling all the ads, like skipping all the ads and going to the top results of organic ranking. I do this, a lot of people do this. They will trust more the people who are actually ranking organically. And according to the some surveys also, 40% of the click will go to paid searches, and 60% will go to the organic searches. So if you are ranking on top three, you will get most of that 60%. So let's say if you are ranking organically and then you are running ads also, you can make a like good amount of revenue for your company, right? So yeah, this is about paid results and organic results. But see, uh, because this is the way Google is earning, right? If your content is good and Google is providing better content to the users, the people who are searching on Google, then these people will stay on Google. And then Google will try to run ads and they will try to earn the money. That is why every search engine platform is trying to make themselves better so that they can provide better results too. And this will help them keep all the audience that they have. And this is how they will generate revenue, by running ads. If they have people, they will run ads. So this is all about organic ranking and all those things. In the next video, I think next video is about all the major updates Google had in the past till now and how this impacted the whole SEO spectrum. So I think I will conclude this video over here. In the next video, we'll talk about major Google updates, algorithm updates. If you have any questions regarding search engine, what is the algorithm, what is organic results, what are paid results, how algorithms are changing, what are the Google ranking factors, so that all the factors are here. If you have any questions, you can just let me know. If you want anything to improve in the delivery of these lectures, just let me know. I will try to do this as soon as possible. Also, uh, I have created one Facebook group also, you must have known. If you are seeing this video now, you must have known that there is a Facebook group and these videos are on YouTube. So you can just visit any of these platforms. You can just comment down on the video itself. So this will help me reach more people. If you're commenting, this will help the algorithm, again, the algorithm of YouTube to know that this content is useful to the people, and this will recommend, Google will recommend, YouTube will recommend my content to other people also. And this will help a lot of people, I think. So if you're getting any help from my content, please comment, please like, please share with your friends. If you have any questions, you can just comment down below. You can ask in the group also, and I will try to answer all your questions. So I will conclude this video over here. And yeah, so I will conclude this video over here. And in the next video, we will talk about all the major updates Google had in their algorithm. Till then, keep watching, keep sharing, keep enjoying, keep learning.